Hello everyone, this is Cookies, and I've got turn 56. Let's go ahead and... Alright, yeah, so we've got a heck of a lot of action, and it looks like Atlantis has now attacked Marignan. I think this was a predictable move, so let's see if Marignan can hold on. We've got Calum attacking for the initial fight. Pretty bougie little group. Twice born, 3 air gems, couple boosters. They are against a fallen angel thug though. So we've got Storm up. Let's see how this goes. Frostbrand, not great against undead. They do have 15 cold resist. So that could be why it's taking a little bit longer. The fire shield helps a lot though. Alright, so all 3 birds go down. Let's see, in Smother Dark, we've got Arouse Hunger. So I guess that previous attack was in the magic phase, which then, considering it was on the Fallen Angel, maybe implied that he had tested it and thought it would work, or kind of ran some of the numbers in his head and thought it would work. I'm not sure. Maybe the script changed. Alright, Trackless Woods. Alright, we've got a Virtue here. A Blind Shield. Oh, I guess there's some birds back here. Yeah, it's really kind of hard as a caster to try and figure out some of the variations from turn to turn. Like if somebody maybe hides one thug and then shows another one, that can happen over the end turn. Using stealth items. Or if they swap out kits, swap out scripts. I try to notice some of that, but I definitely miss some of it too. Alright. So that's the Virtue at least. So the Pretender coming back out to fight with folks. Then in Ostenrud, we've got a Golem here, Astral 3. I mean, this is a pretty significant Calum force. We've got the Deva the Shooting Stars, got a White Mage, and a Yazad of the Sky. And the mages all did returning. I don't know that that's what he wanted to script. I mean, these guys are all stealthy, isn't... Are none of those Yazad stealthy? kind of want to check this one again. So this was a magic phase. No gear. That's interesting. Are none of them stealthy? Oh. So he just sacked this whole kind of like company of Raven Guard. Got his mages out of there. I wonder if he would have won this on advance and cast too. Not that he would have known what was coming. Hmm. Alright. Then in Workingham, we've got Calum attacking Marignon. Alright, that's like 1 PD. And in Roca, we've got our first Atlantis attack. Okay, mix of Ice Guard and Unsleeping. Going up against mostly just some PD. What all's in this army? We've got another Thug. This one with an Elf Bane. Has an Ice Aegis. Crown of Command. And then we've got a Pearl in this guy, a few Water Gems, a few Pearls, and a Water Lens. So there's potentially a little bit of magic, but honestly, not much. 400 troops though. It's gonna take a pretty serious Marignon commitment to get rid of that. Got some TM Sacreds versus Calum Sacreds. Calum Sacreds hold firm. Trade 2 for 8. Even for being up by 4, that was better than what I expected. There, we got some Raven Guard killing 1 PD. Then in Toledo, we've got Marignon attacking. Another Fallen Angel. Here's the kit. Here's the script. Let's see, that was the here in Kaljuk. Got Marignon attacking Calum. Alright. Then in Dardathorm. Oh, they did lose a missionary. Okay. Dardathorm. Let's see, we got a Harab Seraph killing 1 PD. In Rame, got a Raven Lord with a few birds. They're also going to kill 1 PD. See, that was here. In Abakti, got Atlantis killing, or not killing, attacking Marignon. Ooh, Halberd of Might Thug. Bonus MR. And we've got a Twiceborn guy with a Shock Trident. You can see the scripts in the top left. This is all PD, it looks like. Seems like they've got the same script. Nice little mix of thugs with troops to avoid anyone getting too surrounded or too focused down. Although one does die. Ooh. Marion's gonna win this? Does he get the other thug? $12 HP. He dodges, but the PD holds. So that was a Bhakti. So, alright, that's a pretty significant PD dump, and it just fended off 2 thugs with some bodyguards. In Nilmeria, we got Marignon attacking Calum. Here's the person. Nothing much here. Does get Phoenix Pyre off. Soul Vortex probably the nail in the coffin for the PD here. In Bell, we've got Calum attacking Marignon. For a number of birds. Cool. Nice raid. In Veil of Valor, let's say we've got a fallen angel with a firebrand. Okay. In Forest of Gila, we got Calum attacking Tianchi. In Satis, we've got Calum attacking Marignon. Alright, this is a lot of Draconians and Ice Guard. Okay. This guy's got no gems. Let's see, Third Heavenborn, Raven of the Underworld. So this army is completely kitted out, and this poor PD. What was this? So this was on Satis. Almost 400 here. Pretty good. In Sleepy Mountains, we've got Marignon attacking. Alright. In Troll Canyons, we got Zoo, the Fallen Angel. Whoops. $93 fatigue. This chest wound really working against this angel here. Melee encumbrance 10. Oh, but the PD routes. Let's see. So that was here. Yeah, that's a pretty significant amount of PD too. In Copper Woods, Atlantis attacking. Fairly large army here. Water 5. Okay, this is the kind of mage support I've been looking for. So we got water, death, fire, earth, and astral. Looking forward to seeing what these mages do. But not much is home at the moment. Okay, it's a lot of friendly fire so far. Loses 3 ice guard. In Caves of Madness. Got some Bakemono. Alright. Let's see. Right here. Okay, in Esquania, we've got another Atlantis attack. Ooh, we've got a mummy. Now, the funny part about a mummy is they've got Plague Carrier. So I'm worried that he just diseased this whole raiding group. But, you know, a fair amount of it might die anyways, because that's a lot of barbarians. This guy's diseased. 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 At least one of those. Alright. So, a fair number of these have been diseased. Thankfully, this guy's on, I don't know, stay behind troops, advance and cast, whatever. 2. Yeah, 3? Yeah, it looks like 3 mages. Might not matter if he attacks fast enough. Alright. So that's Esquania in Glen of Justice. A lot of action happening. Got a bunch of archers. Maybe 2 merc groups, I'm not sure. Going after a fair number of, a little bit of Calum PD. I don't know why I called it a fair number. It's not. Okay. Yeah, I think these are 2 merc groups. In Starlit Paladin Steppe. So we've got a Marignan army, but it's killing 1 PD. In Nether Mines, Marignan trying to lock this down with some devils. Are there any thugs in that? No. Alright. So they take care of the Bakemono PD. In Iron Peaks, small group of Ice Guard. They're so good at raiding. Alright, in Inarim, we've got Calum attacking Marignan. Another group of birds killing PD. In Doomna, we've got Calum attacking Tianchi. There is a white mage thug back here. Oh, and they actually kill it. Alright. In Solkar, we've got Marignan going after Calum. Don't see anything of note back here. think it was Solkar. Yep. In Dardius. Got Calum attacking Marignon. Group of forest trolls. I think this is also a merc company. It's my suspicion. Wait. Okay, I keep skipping like 2 ahead. Alright, now we get a Miradon, which is all the Solus. Going up against some Ichthids. Ichthids really are troopers, though. Okay. They kill 78 of the Solus. In Levendalen. We've got what looks like what was left over from an aroused hunger. Okay. Then in Pack Woods, we got Calum attacking Marignon. A couple of commanders going after a scout. This is on the old Garthan fort, which I believe is independent now. And Atlantis moves on to that fort. This is what I was kind of expecting to happen a little bit. And it's a pretty significant force too. So we've got a lot of gear. We've got Herald Lances, which I understand it's dual wielding unholy damage. But I would think that it's more useful on 2 separate commanders casting solar rays, because that does 14 AP. I don't know. It still does a shit ton of damage to undead. Let's see. Hits for 22. Yeah, so the inspirational doesn't stack. 14 AP. This weapon isn't inherently AP. You just get 10 AN damage versus undead. Okay. Not a way I typically see these weapons used, but I could see it for an like a anti-white mage thug or something. Which this guy is probably filling that role. And then we've got another thug here. Fair number of gems spread out over the army, including some temporary gem gens. I think this is the main army. And we've got a couple more of these Herald Lances, which I'm thinking some of these guys, they might be the ones doing the solar rays casting. And maybe this guy at least. But, I mean, that's 40 pearls worth of Herald Lances. So, must have had some pearls to burn. Even with hammers, that would still be, what, 32 gems? That's a lot of water lenses too. Maybe a lot of water elementals coming out of this. Yeah. So, I'm expecting that might be an army spell, and this one too. So I'm expecting maybe 4 water elementals. We got a couple of thugs. Maybe Firefend. But they're just going to move on to this fort and crack it. Alright. So, let's see. That was Packwoods. Yeah, way down here. I don't know where I'm going. Then we got Man here. So we've got a couple of magic duels. Still trying to whittle down this cat. I don't think he got either of them. They might have been shot by arrows. Okay, so one guy lost. That guy gets shot by an arrow. Okay. Alright. So, looking at the map here, we've got Marignan Clearinghouse in this cave system. Puts Deep Mount under siege. Calum takes Smother Dark. And Crystal Fields. So there's some action underground. Moving above ground. Okay, so this is why maybe giving up this land earlier. It definitely made things, or no. Or was it for Marignan? I think it was this land. He wanted potentially to go here. Or at least have access, but instead, now he's going for Felden Forest, it looks like. So I think what this army is doing is it's going to try and march up to Felden Forest and take that, which is going to be difficult. But he hasn't attacked man yet. He's still not making any more moves towards Glen of Justice. Copperwoods is not cracked, at least. Which, 100 ice guard is probably a fair amount of siege strength. 1.4? It's like 140. I mean, even a Palisades. Yeah. Would have been nice if he brought enough to one-turn pop that. That it's only a Palisade. It's only got 200. Calum moves on Satis and cracks it, which is interesting. That was after, I think, getting magic phased on here. Or, no, it was here. So maybe this was the draw for the golem. So now the golem's not available to do anything about Satis. I'm not sure how many magic phase casters he's got available to try and save Satis. And it's cracked. And I'm assuming Packwoods is not cracked. 500 wall? What? Can this not crack that? 2.3? Let's see. I'm gonna calculator out. 2.3 times 62. I think these guys were 1.4. Okay. Plus 1.4 times 182. Plus 23 times 1.4. $13 Forgiving Fathers, so that's 26. 26 plus 6, 32. 33.4 plus 10 of these guys. 2.6 times 10, so 26. You gotta be kidding me. 0.5 plus 2.5. There's no siege gear on this army. Doesn't look like it. Oh man. So, for the 500 wall integrity fort, he brought 491.5 siege strength. Which makes me think if these 20 guys had showed up, he would have one turn popped this fort. And I do think that could matter. And then he must have been so close on this too. Because we've got, was it 102 plus 8 times plus 16. 2.6 plus 2.6, if I remember right. So he brought 164 siege strength for the palisade. Okay. So I have to think if he would have brought these 30 unsleepings that he might have broken this fort too. Oh man. Yeah, I really think you want those one turn popped. I don't think you want it. If you have the option to, why sit on it? Now he might be making a calculated bet that Marignan can't respond. And that could be true. Golem is here. Fallen Angels all got deployed. Virtue was used to cut the retreat route. Ooh, a couple of assassinations. Disease Demons. We can watch this one, just see if it landed on the captain or not. Alright, Storm General does not get diseased either. Any more assassinations that I'm missing? Any hooded cloak icons? Hopefully I don't miss any. Because as a reminder, Earthblood Deep Wall for Atlantis. Cast in Agartha. Let's see. Okay. Well, I mean, Tianqi's still fighting over their cap circle. Calum's putting enough pressure to kind of keep them contained, but not enough to kill them right now. Calum's got bigger concerns. There is this Marignan field army. I'm not sure why he hasn't made any moves towards Glen of Justice. Or maybe he just thought this was just a normal, would be taken as a normal 1v1 by the lobby. But there's no way it could have been. Let's see. Atlantis takes this. This is the cave he borders. Alright, well, I mean, we've got two big Atlantis field armies. One's on Packwoods, the other one's going to secure the area. So that could potentially take this throne off the table. Again, it would have been great if he could have cracked it. Because now Marignan gets 2 turns to respond. And then it would have been great if he cracked Copperwoods too. So there is a world where he could respond to Satis and then respond to Packwoods. Depending on if he's got, I don't know, Gateway or something ready to go. But yeah, Marignan making a lot of progress up in the Pyrene region of all places, but then yielding a lot of ground in the Satis region. This should help Calum stabilize, though. What do you do about these armies as Marignan? What are the paths on these guys? I guess so. So Marignan could get a vampire and empower it in air and use that as a Winds of Death caster. And that might do some stuff to this, to these different armies, like Atlantis here. Atlantean troops. Not crazy on the MR. It's not like Atlantis is putting up anti-magic in this force. I don't think. He might with this one. This is certainly tough. I don't know that Marignan's strong enough to take on a 2 or even a 3v1. And this should allow Man to keep making some progress. But he's got to... I think he needs to make a move on Felden. Although there is some upside to Man just being the PD for TNG here in terms of protecting this throne from Marignan. Let's see. So Marignan's got... Is it 2 thrones? I thought he had 3. Yeah, so he hasn't claimed the Throne of Dreams. So he's got 3. He's now sieging a 4th. But this army's not in the neighborhood to try and help, which I think is... It seems like a mistake to me. Like, even if it's all blood hunting, it seems like this army could be doing stuff. Let's see. I guess this army might veer all the way up to Felden? Not sure. I'm not sure where this is going. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe next turn we see this army move out. And then he's... If he loses Copperwoods and now with Atlantis attacking him, there's no pretense for not taking the Andy throne and maybe trying to 3 red seconds it if he has the tech. And then that would get him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would let him win. But taking Felden's a tall order. It's 1,000 wall integrity on an army that probably would take 4 turns to crack it. It doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll have to see how this shakes out. Maybe Marignan can piece out one of the 2 enemies. Maybe he can sell some stuff to Atlantis and then keep trying to kill Calum. Or maybe he can find a peace deal with Calum that allows him to maybe like flips Calum to his side. I think it's going to be difficult. For Man, though, does Man help out Marignan? I guess they just keep killing TNG, don't they? They don't even have to involve themselves. But I feel like they should. But they can probably wait a couple of turns. It would take some time for Marignon to die. So maybe that'll leave some space for man. Okay. Well, I felt reasonably confident thinking this was an eventuality. But now that it's happened, I'm not sure where things go from here. It I want to give the edge to Calum and Atlantis, but I think that could flip on a major battle or two. So we'll just have to see how it pans out. And then I'm a little bit curious if TNG tries to bump man off this throne. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think either side should be trying to make overtures to man to try and buy them on. And I think there's a lot of potential profit for man if man can kill this cat and get through this siege. Um, Even if there's maybe some attrition there, he should be able to rebuild a fair amount of his forces again, I guess. I mean, he spent most of the game rebuilding forces. So, but this might be the last war. Marignon might be able to get a peace agreement with someone, in which case then we might get one more war. But I think it's entirely possible that Calum and Atlantis push until either Marignon manages to successfully throne rush, which I'm not inclined to believe right now that he would succeed. I mean, I don't know, there's a window for it, for taking this 3 red seconds. Then over the next 3 turns, maybe you get to this, you pop this, it's only 500 wall strength. But this is, I don't think this is the answer. Unless he's been building up a whole pile of stealthy demons and they just kind of show up here. And 1 turn pop this. But yeah, I think this will be a pretty bloody war where Calum and Atlantis maybe kill Marignon. And I think there's a reasonable chance one or the other tries to throne rush coming out of that war. But Calum's got so few thrones. They've got the Throne of Death. They don't even have Packwoods. So, I don't know. Maybe they team up to kill Marignon, and then maybe Calum and Man have to try and stop Atlantis from winning. I'm not sure. Anyways, let me know what you guys think each of the factions should do. I'm kind of curious. And have a good one. Later, guys.